Alright, so finally back with another battle report. Did a bunch of training with the Air Force, took a long break, but we're back now and making new ones. We're playing 1850, which is, normally I pay 2,000 in all my battle reports, but there's a tournament coming up at 1850, so we're dropping it down a little bit. We have the standard 12-inch deployment with the Relic. The Relic's right there next to that Bastion, but the Bastion's just trained today, it's line-of-sight blocking. And I'm playing Imperial Guard with Dark Angel's allies versus a Chaos Space Marine army with led by Typhus. So I'll run through my list real quick. I have a Librarian right down here attached to this 30-man IG blob. And he has a force field generator, or a power field generator, whatever it's called. Every within 3 inches has a 4-up invulnerable save, so I'm trying to get my tanks invulnerable save. It's kind of funny. My IG is my main force, and in that Chimera right there is a command squad with 4 melta-guns. And then my troop choices, I have the big blob squad. Their platoon command is in this Chimera up front here with 4 melta-guns also. And then I have a veteran squad of 3 plasma guns in the back Chimera. And then for the Dark Angels, I have 2 tactical squads in Razorbacks. One of them has a combi plasma and plasma gun. The other one has a combi melta and melta gun. Fast attack choices, I have Vendetta in reserve, and I also have a deep striking Dreadnought, a drop pod is my lead choice. He has a heavy flamer, or a twin link heavy flamer, and an underslung heavy flamer. So I'll be coming in and trying to barbecue some cultists over there. And then heavy support choices, I have a squadron of basilisks, so they are together. And then I have 2 Leman Russ, which are separate, they're just parked by each other. So that's all I have in my list. And then the Chaos Marine list has a whole horde of dudes over here. We have 2 separate Chaos Marine squads, each with the Fearless icon and a las cannon and a power weapon on the champion. And then we have a 35-man strong zombie squad. He's led by Typhus. Those are all zombies. In the back, behind the zombies, on this left side right there, is a missile launcher Havoc squad with flak missiles. The one white guy over there on the right is also another Havoc missile launcher squad with flak missiles. In the center is 7 Plague Marines with 2 melta-guns, a Power Fist champion, and then we have a Havoc las cannon squad over there on the right, so 4 las cannons. And then they have a Helldrake with the Flamer in reserve, and Typhus with 5 Terminators deep striking. So we'll see if, right now I got first turn, we'll see if the Chaos can seize the initiative. And it's a 6, they do seize the initiative, so now let's see if my force field generator works. We're back with Chaos turn 1. So after seizing the initiative, Chaos took their first turn. The huge zombie horde and the Plague Marines advanced. All the other heavy weapons I guess held still, so pretty much everything stopped. But a bunch of fire came across. I lost a whole point on this front Chimera from one of these 2 las cannons over here, and the other one missed. Actually, it didn't miss, it just rolled 1 for armor penetration. The left-hand missile launcher squad fired a whole bunch of blasts into my guardsmen and killed 7 of them off from frag missiles. The other missile launcher squad tried to get gutsy and just glanced my front Leman Russ here, who was out of my power field generator range, but they just bounced off luckily because no 6s were rolled. But everybody else over here had a 4-up invulnerable save from my Librarian sitting there in the middle. And then the right-hand las cannon squad took some pop shots at the back Leman Russ that they could see and didn't get any glances or pens on that one either. And so that was pretty much it. Lost 7 guardsmen and a whole point on a Chimera. We'll see what I can do in my turn 1 to retaliate. Alright, so the end of Imperial Guard turn 1, and we unleashed all of our big guns. I used Prescience from my Librarian on my Basilisks, so gave them reroll to hit. They fired in and pretty much wiped out that back missile launcher squad that was behind those zombies over there. And also the other one flipped over and hit the las cannons. But the las cannons made 2 of their 4 5-up saves, so there's still 3 of them left. And then the Leman Russ open fired and hit that other left-hand missile launcher squad. And there is just the sergeant and a single missile launcher left live over there. Everything else, my first rank fired, second rank fired my blob squad, and also shot my multi-lasers and twin-link assault cannons into the zombie horde. And I think it killed about 10 or 11 or so of the zombies, so it took down the front line anyway. This guy moved up and popped smoke here. He just kind of moved up behind him to come around the left flank. And the Dreadnought, the twin-link heavy flamer Dreadnought landed in here, did 9 wounds, but he made all but 2, so I only killed 2 guys there. But I'd killed the las cannon, so there's only 1 las cannon he's staring down now. And that was my turn 1. We're going to see if he gets a Helldrake and Typhus in and see how Chaos responds. Alright, so Chaos turn 2 ended. Chaos is kind of hurting right now. They didn't get either of their reserves on. The Terminators and the Helldrake did not come on the table. They shuffled away from my Dreadnought here with the 1 squad. The other squad held still and fired the las cannon into it. Took 1 whole point off, only glanced it though, so he's still good to go. Just went down a whole point. Everything else kind of moved towards the Relic. The las cannons fired in Leman Russ again and once again bounced off the armor 14. And the lone missile launcher tried to take down the dreadnought also, but just failed to hit him. So we're going to IG turn 2 and keep pummeling with the big guns. So the end of Imperial Guard turn 2, and the Vendetta came on and flew on over here on the edge. It fired 3 las cannons into his las cannon squad, and then in the end they ended up failing a leadership check and broke. I only killed 1, but that's all it took for them to run, so they're going to try and regroup next turn. Everything else, basically in my whole army, fired into the zombies or the plague marines. I first rank fired, second rank fired again, shot up the zombies a bunch, and then all my big guns shot into the plague marines, and the plague marines are gone, and I killed about another 10 zombies-ish, not quite 10, but I killed a bunch of them. And then the dreadnought in the back flamed and killed the last cannon back there, and then assaulted, and now it's locked in with the rear squad of Chaos Marines. I did take another whole point from a crack grenade though, so he's down to 1. And that is it for my turn. We kind of moved up and started shooting everything. So we'll see how Chaos can respond and then come back. Alright, so Chaos finally decided to show up and fight. The Helldrake came on, Typhus still didn't, but the Helldrake did 2 whole points to the rear Chimera with its Vector Strike and made it so it can't shoot this turn. And then it turned with its Bell Flamer and fried 7 guardsmen, cooked them. The las cannons in the back rallied, then rolled boxcars to snap fire my Vendetta. Didn't kill it though, but they did immobilize it and blow a las cannon off. So it's down 1 las cannon, or yeah, it's missing a las cannon and is immobilized this turn. And then over in the back, they assaulted with the other squad and crack grenaded my dreadnought to death. So he's dead back there, but he did kill another 2 before he went down. And that was Chaos turn. So we'll see what I can do to try and take out this flying chicken over here. Alright, so the end of Imperial Guard turn 3, and it was a pretty eventful turn for us. I was able to kill the sergeant from that Havoc squad, so still 1 missile launcher left. I killed a single las cannon over there, so still 1 las cannon left. And I killed a single marine back there. So the shooting wasn't super great, but I did manage to assault the zombies, and there's only 4 of them left, and my guard blob there in the middle. But the big thing I did this turn was kill the flying turkey. The Helldrake went down to plasma fire from inside that Chimera right there. Had to snap fire out, got 1 penetrating hit, failed as invulnerable save, and I rolled a 5 to explode it. I actually shot like everything in my army at it, but that was the only thing that went through its invulnerable save, and I was able to take it out. But one of my plasma guns overheated and killed himself in the process. So that was my turn, and we're going on to Chaos turn 4. He automatically gets Typhus in, and we'll see what he can do. Alright, so the end of Space Marine, or Chaos Space Marine rather, turn 4. Typhus came in with his Terminator retinue down here, and Kami melted my Lehman Russ and wrecked it. Actually, did not explode it, just did 3 hits, or did 3 penetrating hits, and then only rolled like 1s and 2s, but it died anyway because it only has 3 whole points. Over there, they assaulted my drop pod just to get extra movement from behind and try to move around. Didn't do anything with crack grenades with the drop pod, just moved up on it. And over here, there's still 2 zombies holding us up, so combat continues. But that's it for Chaos. We're going into my turn 4 and see what we can do about Typhus over here. Alright, so the end of IG turn 4, and it wasn't a super eventful turn. I was able to kill that 1 last missile launcher over there. The las cannon on the right, he took all kinds of fire to the face and just liked it. He was crazy over there. I shot at the Marines who assaulted the drop pod some, but nothing really happened to them either. Most of the fire from my whole army came down and went into Typhus' squad. I got out of both my Razorbacks, used my combi weapons, used my normal weapons, and put 1 wound on Typhus and killed 4 of his Terminators. A bunch of lookout stirs to put wounds back. So he has a heavy flamer, chain fist, and then Typhus still alive down there. And then Marines moving up on my left. And I finished off the last of the zombies. They're free. So we'll go to Chaos turn 5 and see how the last turn may go. Or maybe last turn. Alright, the end of Chaos turn 5. Actually did some damage this time. Typhus and his lone Terminator split off. Typhus came down and wiped out this entire tactical squad down here. The lone Terminator had a heavy flamer and he moved up over here, flamered and killed my melta-gun in the squad, but then when he assaulted I overwatched him with bolters and actually killed him with bolters even though he was a toughness 5 Terminator. So that was pretty awesome. But over here, between throwing a crack grenade and then rapid firing the bolters in the back squad, was able to wreck that left-hand Chimera, but he failed to charge by about an inch. It was a big long charge anyway, but he almost made it. And in that back corner, that las cannon tried to take out a Razorback, but failed to hit it. So we'll see what I can do on my turn 5, and see if I actually can take Typhus down. Alright, so the end of Imperial Guard turn 5, I dumped a whole army with a fire on a Typhus, and the cheese stands alone. He is there with 1 wound left, but he's the man, and he's still alive. this little squad right here, and my ordnance and everything fired into this squad that's out in the open, and through a bunch of cover saves and the basilisk just missing, the sergeant is still alive. So he is still there. My vendetta came in from ongoing reserve, and Shafat's shot, can't talk, is 2 las cannons into that las cannon guy, and I missed. Just whiffed. So we're going to roll, see if the game goes on. Turn 5, here we go. It does not. It ends on a 1. So I picked up the relic, and I have first blood, but he does have line breaker with Typhus in the backfield. So it's going to be a 4-1 for IG and Archangels. Thanks for watching.